Thank you. The second piece that we'll be performing for you is a Beatles classic. When I first pulled out this piece and I gave it to them, only a small handful of the kids on stage heard of the song. And not that many more knew who the Beatles were. And I said two things to myself. One, am I really getting that old? I'm only 24. And two, shame on the parents for not getting them to listen to more Beatles. Obviously, Beatles, one of the most popular music groups in music history. They revolutionized pop music in all different types of ways, and especially sound engineering. That's what kind of made them really big. But we will be performing Eleanor Rigby, and after they played it a few times, they actually took it upon them to listen to it. And they really appreciated the song. So I hope they get to listen to more Beatles. Again, this is the Beatles, Eleanor Rigby. Okay, so we kind of heard music jumping all over, from Pachelbel to the Beatles, and now we're jumping back to Mozart. This title is called Table Music. I joked around with the kids a lot saying, oh, it's called table music because Mozart wrote music for tables, specifically that table. And I joked around with them for a few months, and then I finally told them the story. It's actually a unique story. The music was intended for two players. One person would look at it one side, the other person would look at it this side, and they would be able to read each other's parts upside down, and the parts would still match up. And they could still read their part, and it's still fine. So that's the story behind table music. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Obviously, we don't have any tables, so we're just doing it regular. Okay, before I introduce the last piece, I'm going to do a little bit of talking. First off, you may see in this advanced orchestra that there's a member that doesn't necessarily look like a student. We were special enough to have a guest from Mrs. Fahey, the technology teacher at AWR. So thank you very much for joining us. I just want to say a couple thank yous to the administration, Dr. Michelli, Mrs. Hanson, Ms. Meyer, for giving me the opportunity to be here. It was a very weird situation, and they felt like they could trust me to be here. For some of you that may or may not know, I'm actually a band person, but I was actually down there in the pit during the musical. So I was already here. I teach band somewhere else 3 days a week. So why not do this for 2 days? And again, it's been a fun experience. I'd like to thank all the staff members. The music staff has been fantastic. Thank you, Mr. Hess, and everyone involved. The other teachers that, thanks for letting me steer your kids, basically. The principals basically said, Mr. Ho has all the power. He's only at our school 1 day a week, so if he needs them, you give it to them. Well, they have a test. Nope, Mr. Ho has all the powers. So thank you for letting me steer your kids, because I know time is just hard to fight for. All the kids up here, again, just like the 4th grade, have been fantastic. The 6th graders, I'd like to thank you so much because their talent level is exceptional. They're very smart, and they've been really great kids. Anytime, again, my background was band, so my strings wasn't great. So anytime the 5th graders or the 4th graders had some trouble, the 6th graders stepped up and just said, you know what, Mr. Ho will help you out. This is how, and they showed it to them. So thank you very much. For me to say, oh, they worked hard all these years would be a lie, since I've been here since early March, basically. But again, in these 3 to 4 months I've worked with them, they've been exceptional. So this is their last concert at the elementary school, and then they move on to the middle school, where they'll be working with Miss Shan Brown. So I'd like to take this moment to acknowledge all the 6th graders. So 6th graders, please stand up for your last concert. Okay, so before we end things up, the last piece that you'll hear is, if you were at the Ice Cream Social, you heard this. It's the music from the movie The Incredibles, the Disney Pixar. I felt like when we did it at the Ice Cream Social, we did it with the middle schoolers, and I just felt like we didn't give it our best. Also, the music is awesome. So after a few weeks of practicing and working on it, I think that we can produce a better product for you. So thank you all again for coming out. I really appreciate it. Thank you everyone on stage and those that played before. I really appreciate everything that we've done, and let's enjoy the rest of the night. Thank you again.